choose one of the 100 positive affirmations that are on the Old Dominion website. That's on that link below. Or make one up in your head, something that fits to you. You know, that thing is thangin'. If it's back there and that wagon is dragging, or them things is sitting nice, or the skin is popping, your baby hairs are laid. For the homies, your head is freshly shaved. I'm sorry if you don't have any hair. So on last week's episode, I focused on acts of kindness. So today, I want to continue that conversation, but instead of focusing externally, like how we treat the people around us, I want to turn this conversation inward, talk about how we treat ourselves, which is where positive affirmations come into place. Now, think of that internal monologue you have with yourself throughout the day. There's a saying that we are our own biggest critics, right? So when we mess up or things don't go our way, we sometimes tear ourselves down. We say, oh my God, you fucking idiot, I can't believe you did that. Or the same way I want to encourage people to be kinder to everyone around us, I want to encourage you all, the homies, to be kinder to yourself. Because if anyone deserves patience and if anyone deserves love, it's you. On this episode, I want to not only break down what positive affirmations are, but I also want to touch on how they work and why they're essential for solid mental health. Now, you may ask yourself, what are positive affirmations? By definition, a positive affirmation is a statement that you repeat to yourself to challenge and eliminate self-sabotaging thoughts. These statements are designed to cultivate a mindset that supports your goals, dreams, and well-being. To further go in depth on that topic, I want to go into detail as to what the role of language plays in shaping our reality. Now, just like I've mentioned earlier, we all have an internal monologue that constantly is shaping our experience of the world. Now, if you tell yourself every day that you're not good enough, eventually you start to believe it. The use of positive affirmation serves as a tool to reshape that dialogue. I will include a link to, I believe it's 98 different positive affirmations in the description, but for this part, I've chosen three different ones to use as an example. Some of the positive affirmations are: I am confident and I am capable. I am worthy of love and success. And I am healthy, strong, and full of energy. There is actually a good amount of science behind positive affirmations, and we can use that to further understand the brain's role in all of this. When we repeat certain thoughts, our brain begins to rewire itself, strengthening the neural pathways associated with those beliefs. You may ask yourself, how does that work? So the proper scientific term is something called neuroplasticity. And neuroplasticity is the brain's ability to reorganize itself by forming new neural connections throughout life. An example of that would be the more you practice affirmations, the stronger these neural pathways become, making it easier for you to maintain a positive, empowering mindset. A big thing to consider is the fact that negative thoughts can trigger the production of cortisol, which is a stress hormone. So by practicing positive affirmations, you can lower your cortisol level, reducing your stress and anxiety. I was a very anxious person when I was younger. I'm still sort of anxious now, but it's something that I'm constantly working on. And for a long time, I couldn't be in large crowds of people. I would get very agitated. I would immediately go into fight or flight mode. Like, I'm anxious, I'm nervous, I'm ready to start swinging on people. And oftentimes it was because of elevated levels of cortisol. And the whole time in my head, I'm saying, I don't want to be here. I don't like these people. I don't fuck with these people. These people don't want me here. So by telling myself this, I'm further reinforcing these negative thoughts, which is causing my blood pressure to go up, my cortisol levels to skyrocket, and it's taking away my ability to enjoy myself at a place where truthfully I should be my most relaxed. Now, the power of repetition, right? It's a key element of affirmations, and it helps to reinforce those new neural pathways. So, just like practicing a sport or learning a new skill, repetition makes a huge difference. The more you affirm positive thoughts, the more your brain rewires to support them. According to this article that I found that was published by Old Dominion University, it states that affirmations work because of neuroplasticity, or the brain's ability to adapt to new situations. Affirmations are helpful for numerous reasons. One, they help you reprogram your subconsciousness. Two, they encourage you to create a better picture of yourself and your surroundings. Three, they lower your stress levels. That's that cortisol we were just talking about. Four, they decrease worry, fear, and anxiety. Five, they improve your quality of life. And six, they provide feelings of harmony, happiness, and optimism. So let's talk more about the benefits of positive affirmations. Like the article from Old Dominion said, you can use positive affirmations to boost your self-esteem and your self-worth. Repeating statements like, I am worthy of success and happiness, reinforces your belief in yourself. They can also be used to increase motivation and focus. So when you consistently affirm your abilities and goals, you set a powerful intention for each day. This gives you the focus and drive to take the necessary actions to achieve your dreams. So I use mine to really foster a level of resilience in what would normally be very challenging situations for me. So instead of saying, I can't handle this, I now like to say, I got this, or I have the strength and capability to overcome this challenge. And that allows me to shift my approach to the stress and have a completely different mindset in regards to it. So these affirmations not only impact my relationship with myself, but they also positively influence how I interact with other people. If I tell myself that I'm worthy of love and respect, and I believe it, then believing that I'm worthy of love and that I'm worthy of respect will attract people with similar energies. Now, a very important thing here is to really make sure that you are practicing mindfulness. And the use of positive affirmations can help to improve that mindfulness and make you more conscious of your thoughts and your feelings. So an interesting thing that we can do is to create our own positive affirmations. So the very first thing that we can do is to choose a statement that resonates deeply with ourselves, right? So it's very important to choose one that resonates with you, because it's essential to focus on what you want to achieve or believe in yourself. A cool little tip that you can use is to use current tense, not future tense. So by saying, I am worthy of love, not I will be worthy of love. That tells your brain that even right now, the person that you are, the person who makes mistakes, maybe has shortcomings, whatever the case may be, you as the person that you are right now, you are still deserving of love and respect and positive treatment, as opposed to saying, I will be worthy of love or I will be worthy of respect. Because that means that you are not ready to receive that. Therefore, you don't think that you deserve that right now. So we can practice these whenever you have the time to create a consistent schedule. So whether it's every morning when you wake up and every night when you're brushing your teeth. If it's every day when you're at breakfast and then at lunch, whatever your schedule allows you to do. But you want to focus on consistency because consistency is always key. Another important thing is to really fully believe in your positive affirmation. When it comes to positive affirmations, you not only want to say them, but you also want to visualize it, right? Because this is your mantra. This is your goal that you are setting for yourself. So an easy way to do that is to imagine the life that you want as if it's already happening. That way you are further strengthening those neural pathways. So an easy thing that you can do, jot it down in a journal, whatever your positive affirmation is. Every time you say it to yourself, hold yourself responsible. So jot it down, maybe once a week, go back and reflect on your positive affirmation and really check in with yourself to see just how much your mindset is changing to align with that positive affirmation. A very important thing to remember is that while it is important to not only believe and to visualize a positive affirmation, an important part of positive affirmations is to remember that even more than belief and visualization, you have to put in the work to make this happen, right? So you can't just talk about it, you got to be about it. Another big thing to remember is that positive affirmations take time. This isn't a sprint. This is a marathon. So it might come sooner for other people, but remember this is your marathon. You are doing this yourself. So a big thing to remember is that positive affirmations are gradual change. It's a marathon, not a sprint. So if you see that you aren't progressing as fast as you'd like, that's not a sign to give up. That's a sign to double down and put in even more effort so that you see the growth that you want to see. I'll be honest, I've spent a big part of my life being very, very negative. Like, I'm not gonna lie, keep when I was younger, man, keep that positive shit away from me. I'm not about it. I thrived on negativity. It was because I'd spent so long being so negative towards myself. And I didn't say anything positive about myself because I felt like I was living in the shadow of other people and I didn't know how to get out of that shadow or to break that mindset. So all I did was further reinforce those ideas in myself. So when all you know is negativity, it's almost like your body craves it. Just like if all you eat is fast food, that's all your body's going to want. It's all your body's going to want to crave. But just like making positive eating choices, those positive affirmations are positive choices now for my brain. So a big thing to remember is that positive affirmations are not just for positive people. Take that from a former negative person all the time. Positive affirmations are for reshaping the brain. That's what we're here to do, right? That's the whole reason why I started the Homie Love Hour, so that we can help each other and also help ourselves to be better and to do better. Another big thing to remember is that positive affirmations don't always have to be small. They can be something big, they can be something grand, because sometimes affirmations may seem, while sometimes affirmations may feel false at first, that's okay. The point is to shift our perspectives over time. So you think of gradual goals to build up. I'll be honest, for the average person, this might not sound like something that you want to believe, right? That you even want to try. You might hear this or see this and be like, man, this man's on some bullshit. He's lost his mind. Truthfully, I felt the same way in the beginning. I didn't believe in this. I thought it was hippie nonsense, like positive affirmations. I'm too manly. I'm too negative for all that. And then I tried it for myself. At a certain point, it's like, what do I have to lose? Because a positive affirmation is something you say to yourself. So this is internal monologue. Nobody else ever has to hear this. So at the end of the day, you are looking yourself in a mirror to say these things to yourself. So I had to do that. And truthfully, it was tough. I didn't like who I saw when I looked in the mirror. I found myself being angry because I'd spent so long tearing myself down that when I looked at myself in the mirror, all I saw were the flaws that I focused on for so long, for most of my life. But every day became an effort to unlearn those behaviors, to choose something different every day about myself that I like. So I started with small things, like the complexion of my skin. Shit, man, I might wake up one day like, you know what, man, you out here looking like some caramel. You know, you out here glistening. The skin is popping today. Now I can't even say that with a straight face because I'm seeing myself in the mirror as I'm saying it. I'm gassing myself up, and it's like who doesn't want to have a good skin day? You know, like sometimes, you know, I like to open up the closet and see what I got. Now I could stand in the mirror and look at everything and tear myself down for the way I look, but you know what? Sometimes I like to look at myself and say, "Hey, man, I got that shit on today. I'm stunting, you know, like the skin is popping, the hair is looking good. Shout out Taylor for cutting my hair. You know, the tattoos are looking extra crispy. You know, the socks and the shoes and the shirt, all that's matching. And to say these kind things to myself, I realize I'm walking different. I'm thinking differently. I want to show people I got that shit on. So now I'm finding reasons to walk around the office. I'm finding reasons to go pop in on people. I'm finding reasons to go walk down the street. Because, you know, if I got that shit on, hey, who am I to not show the world that I got that shit on? In my head, this is now a fashion show. I'm on the runway. I got a song in my head. Baby, I'm about to step out. Other people probably think, hey man, this dude's crazy. Why is he walking like that? Why is he got a bounce in his step? He's this happy to go to the gas station? You goddamn right I am. Because I'm about to show everybody while I'm grabbing my Arizona iced tea and my flaming hot fries. I got that shit on, man. But if I don't believe I got that shit on, if I don't believe that the tattoos are popping or my skin is glowing, then I'm walking around looking at the ground. I'm power walking everywhere. If I even leave my desk, I'm not comfortable. I don't feel comfortable in my own skin. You know, my posture's off. My clothes feel off. You know, I'm pulling at my shirt. You know, trying to make it more baggy. The shirt's got the same amount of space underneath as when I put it on that morning, but if I don't like what I got on, all of a sudden my shirt's feeling tighter. You know, I'm stretching that shit out, trying to sink inside this shirt. But the real estate inside this shirt is at capacity. There's no more room that's going to emerge because I'm uncomfortable with what I'm wearing. But I can't do anything about that unless I change my perspective. So if I don't like what I have on, how can I expect someone else to like what I have on? And if I feel like I didn't go in the back of the closet and pull something out, then what difference does it make to you? Absolutely nothing. But the whole thing is, if I'm not happy with myself, I'm never going to be happy with the people around me. And while, hey, someone might compliment me, that's an external compliment that I should be giving myself internally. All that means is all I'm going to be doing is seeking external validation. So I need someone else to tell me these things because I won't tell them to myself. Now, who is that fair to? I'm not being fair to myself. I'm chasing this validation from other people when I should be seeking it from myself. Because if I'm not happy with me, how can anybody else be happy with me? I got a little bit of an underbite. It's weird. I've had it my whole life. When I was younger, I got called the bulldog because my bottom jaw sticks out further. But it started to bother me, and I didn't smile. I barely talked. If I talked, I'd cover my mouth a lot when I talk. Now, if I'm doing this, you can't hear me. Now, if you can't hear me, you don't care what I have to say. You're not listening because it becomes a struggle. But it wasn't until one day where I looked at myself in the mirror smiling, and I was like, damn, it might not be an award-winning smile, but that shit works for me. It's endearing, man. You know how many compliments I get on my smile? Probably not as many as other people, but way more than I ever thought that I would get. So sometimes I like to just stand in the mirror and smile at myself. It's scientifically proven that smiling at yourself in the mirror will release dopamine from your brain. So try that. Couple that with your positive affirmation. Just take a minute. Look at yourself in the mirror and just smile. No cameras, no selfies, no nothing. Just look yourself in the mirror and smile. Give yourself a compliment. Damn, I got my baby hairs laid today. Damn, my shape up, it looked crispy as fuck. This new moisturizer I got my skin glowing. I'm out here. That's something I like to tell myself. I'm out here, dog. The implications of saying I'm out here, they might not mean anything to anybody else, but to me, that means I'm out here. You gotta see me. Like, whether you want to or not, whether you want to see me or not, I'm gonna be in your face. Not literally, because I like to be off doing my own thing, but you're gonna see me, and we might cross paths. And when we do, that air that I tell myself that I have, by telling myself I got that shit on, my skin is popping, my cologne is hitting extra hard, the C in my Carhartt shirt is extra fucking crispy. You're gonna notice that shit, whether you want to or not. The melanin in my skin is making this gray look 10 times better. Because these are all things I tell myself. So in my head, this is what you're seeing. You're seeing the best version of me, and you can't unsee that. It's like being on the set of a movie, except all the cameras are following me, and I'm the only one seeing the footage. I got to put my best foot forward. And it's crazy because even when I'm anxious or I'm nervous, I don't like to show it. And people always tell me, man, you look so calm. You look so collected. Inside, I'm freaking out. But I tell myself, I got this. Whatever it is, it don't matter. Crazy enough, just today, I was talking to someone about positive affirmations. And they told me about a series of things that happened just this morning, back to back to back. And I'm not going to go into detail about what it was, but truthfully, it would have been enough to upset me. But in preparation for this episode, I did research on positive affirmations. So I got to talk to them about this exact thing. And usually I'm not one to, I don't want to say lecture, but usually I'm not one to make an effort to change other people's perspectives, especially if I think that it's not worth my time. But I was so excited to talk about this, and I saw it as a sign to talk about this. And I got to talk to them about it, and I got to see their perspective change on this thing. A little while after that, I scuffed my brand new white shoes. I don't even know how it happened. I just looked down, see scuff across my shoes. I'm heated. I go out to my car to get my sunglasses, and I put my eyeglasses in the case, and then I drop the case. Case hits the ground, my lens pops out. I go to put it back in, my frames are cracked, and then I drop my car keys under my car. So now I'm laying in the ice in this cold ass parking lot, not able to see because my glasses are broken and next to me on the ground. And normally that would have been enough right there. I would have been like, you know what? Day's over. Don't matter what happens from here. Fuck everybody. And immediately in my head, I thought about how hypocritical that would be. And I told myself, if this is the worst thing that happens today, I got this. Even if it gets worse, I still got this. I am going to make the best of this day. This is my day. Not this will be my day, because that that puts it in a future tense. I'm saying this is my day right now. I am making the best of today. After that, I walked to the store, got a free donut. I had someone compliment me on my sunglasses, which are prescription, because I couldn't wear my broken ass glasses, so I had to wear sunglasses. I get back to my desk, people are still complimenting me. Someone offered me some super glue. I got to put my glasses back together. You couldn't even tell. I got to fix something else with that same super glue that I've been wanting to fix for a month. That internal dialogue that I had with myself is what prevented me from giving up on the day. So early too. I don't even think it was 1 o'clock when that happened. It might have been somewhere between 11 a.m. and noon. There's a whole lot of day after 11 a.m. that I could have just given up on. But I refuse to reinforce those negative thoughts. I refuse to let the rest of my day be spoiled because of something that has already happened. I can't change the past. My glasses are broken. They can't break more. But what can happen is I can fix them. I can order new ones. I could even order the ones that I wanted. But I can't enjoy the day if I'm allowing these negative thoughts to take root and to hijack my day and my perspective. Because now I'm looking at everybody like I'm about to crash out because I broke my glasses and I dropped my keys. There's 1,000 people having a worse day than me, but I'm about to crash out over something so dumb. I'll tell you, negative thoughts will have you scared to live your life, because there's a lot of things I still want to do, but there's a lot of things that I've been scared to do up until now because I allowed those negative thoughts to take over. To tell myself, I shouldn't go back to the gym because people are going to make fun of me. If people are going to make fun of me for bettering myself, then what difference does it make? I'm still bettering myself. At a certain point, I'm going to be past that point where they can make fun of me, but I got to work to get there. But in the meantime, I got to tell myself right now, I'm getting to that goal. I am achieving the things that I want to achieve. Prime example, cross-country skiing. I've told myself, I want to do this. I will do this. I will do this in the future. Then when I signed up for that class, I had every intention on backing out of it because I was too scared to do it. And then when I did it, I saw the effort that I had to put into it, and I wanted to give up because I'm not gonna lie, I was huffing and puffing. Like, shit was embarrassing. But then I see people twice my age cross-country skiing by. People not sitting down watching for me to see if I'm a fail because they're too busy doing their own thing. So that negative perspective wanted me to stop. That fear that I would get ridiculed for doing it wanted me to stop. That physical desire to stop was going crazy in my head, but I wanted to keep going, even more so. So that voice became louder than the one telling me to stop. Now that negativity began to get toned out by me encouraging myself, me telling myself, look at what you're doing. You said you would do this, now you're doing it. This is the encouragement that you want to hear from other people, but you're going to hear from yourself first. And before I knew it, I'm huffing and puffing still. I'm sweating, but I'm smiling. I'm getting my rhythm, and then I fell, and I'm embarrassed. I'm like, oh, I'm looking around waiting to see people laughing at me. Man, most of the people didn't even acknowledge I was on the ground. And I'm like, this is what I was scared of? And I got up, I dusted myself off, and I kept going. Now I'm going back next week. I'm excited. Am I going to fall again? You bet your ass I will. You got to fall to get back up. You have to be ready to fall to learn. And if you're too scared to learn, then what's the point of living? And that's something I got to remind myself. If I want to do this podcast, I have to be okay with talking to myself on camera. I got to be okay with going back and editing and hearing my own voice and seeing my own face on camera. If I want this podcast to grow and to nurture the community that I want it to, I got to spread the podcast. I can't just hope that someone finds it and sends it to someone else. I got to put in that same effort. If I want to have guests on this show, I got to talk to people about this podcast. I got to talk about my podcast with the sus-ass name, The Homie Love Hour. But it's something that I chose. And while I'm not comfortable with it right now, I got to remind myself why I named it this. Because the homies deserve love just as much as I deserve love. Hell, the name of this podcast is pretty much a positive affirmation. The slogan for this podcast, a place where I can talk about the things that I love with the people that I love, further encourages me to strengthen my bond with this podcast. And some people might be like, man, that's sus as fuck. Oh well, I know what I'm about. And I know what I want to be about. And that's sharing something with the homies. But I got to be comfortable with that first. And a big part of that is unlearning these negative thoughts that I had in my head. And this podcast could go nowhere or it could go somewhere. But if I am too afraid to put in the work and to tell myself that this has the potential to be something great, then it's doomed to fail from the beginning. Now, I want you choose one of the 100 positive affirmations that are on the Old Dominion website. That's on that link below. Or make one up in your head. Something that fits to you. You know, that thing is thangin'. If it's back there and that wagon is dragging, or them things are sitting nice, or the skin is popping, your baby hairs are laid. For the homies, your head is freshly shaved. I'm sorry if you don't have any hair, or your lineup is crisp as fuck. You know, is you at the gym and the muscles are popping. You're hitting PRs. Remind yourself of just how important that positivity is, because that's how you nourish that positivity. Treat yourself like a garden. So you take those negative weeds, those negative thoughts, and you pluck them shits. If you want to be a garden, if you want to be a tree, those negative thoughts, those are the leaves or the limbs that are dead. And in order for that tree to grow, you got to cut them bitches off. So I shouldn't say if you want to be better, because everybody wants to be better. Even if you don't fully believe it right now, you want to be better. Find a positive affirmation that registers with you. Make one up. You can even borrow mine. We out here. I got that shit on. You know, my skin is popping. The tattoos are looking crisp. You know, maybe you got your thighs out and you're like, damn, these shits are looking good. Whatever it is you talking to yourself. And maybe you don't fully believe it right now, but the goal is to believe it. Because you got to believe in yourself before anybody else can ever believe in you. So I think this is a good spot to stop tonight's episode. Like always, I have been your host, Joe Buck, and I want to see you grow. And I want to see you be kind to yourself. And I want to see you be patient with yourself. Not because you owe it to me, but because you owe it to yourself. So take that. Take that for what it is. So like always, be good to yourself, be good to the world around you, and remember above all else, I love you, homie.